everyone, it's Peter from the Pain Toolkit, and welcome to another Pain Toolkit video. Now, I get a lot of emails from people who contact me via the website about pain and sleep. This seems to be quite a big problem for people, and I know for me, back in the day when I was struggling, it was a massive problem for me. I was lucky I learned some new skills along the way. But for me, even still now, even after 20 years of self-managing, I still find it, I call them speed bump sleeping problems, so
Yes.
a little bit of a problem. So I thought what would be useful to include within the Pain Toolkit was to get on with my friend, Dr Sue Peacock, who specialises in pain and sleep. Good morning to you, Sue. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks, Pete. Thanks for asking me. How are you?
I'm all the better for you asking me, so, and it's always nice to see you and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
likewise.
But, listen, you're my go-to person about pain and sleep. You've written books about it, and I know you teach it and stuff like that. And I know, but you get a lot of referrals from other healthcare professionals, doctors and whatnot. They send their patients to you because of this problem that we have. So I thought it'd be useful just to do a bit of a short video really about, a couple of things really. Well, why do people with pain, why sleep seems to be quite a big problem for us guys. But more importantly, what can we do about it? So can you give us some ideas on, well, why is pain a problem? And then, just go on to, what can we do about it?
Okay. Yeah. So I think people with pain find it difficult to sleep for a couple of reasons really. Mainly because of the pain itself. So obviously they need to learn pain management skills from you perhaps or other people. I think there's that difficulty is that you go to bed, you try and get comfortable. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you drift off to sleep and then you get comfortable and you stay asleep for a long time. So then you get stiff, then you wake up, then you've got pain. So that's one of the sort of vicious cycles that you get stuck in. I think the other one is because when we have pain, we're often less active than we used to be. And so because we're not as active as we used to be, and we're probably a little bit more sedentary, we don't go out, so we're not as tired. So that's one of the things. And also the things, sometimes people tend to sleep in later, so they don't get the advantage of the daylight. And light is the thing that regulates sleep. Okay, so they're the sort of three main reasons why people find it difficult to sleep. I think my top 3 tips would be, the first one would be to learn some form of relaxation, something like progressive muscular relaxation or belly breathing or things like that. What I'd say is,
what is that? I keep hearing these. See, for us lot, we just, we haven't been to medical school. What does that mean? Belly breathing and
progressive muscular relaxation is basically just, as I usually describe it to my patients, tense release. Okay, so basically you go through all the muscle groups in your body and you tense and release. Obviously, if you've got a really sore bit, you don't do tense, tense, tense. You just do tense and release. So it's different. So things like that are a good thing to learn. But start small. Don't I know sometimes you get given half an hour's relaxation CD, audio, whatever, and to start with, they're just so difficult because you can't concentrate, and all these things pop in your mind like random. I need to get some bread out of my freezer kind of stuff, and then you can't focus back on things, and then you notice your pain again, and then it's that vicious circle. So I would probably start even just gently doing it, even for 5 minutes, just as a starting point, just to build up, and then gradually as it gets a little bit easier and you're able to focus your mind a bit better, gradually build it up, and like the pacing principle that you talk about in your toolkit. So I think that's important. I think particularly the second tip would be if you're waking up in the night and you've kind of got all those racing thoughts, but they're kind of trivial, but you've got something come on up or you need to remember something. A really good tip is to say the word "the" and say it every couple of seconds. So the. If you can manage for 5 minutes, that's brilliant, because nobody I know has lasted that long. They normally drop off to sleep. The reason that works is because it's a thought stopping exercise. So it stops all that stuff that's rushing around in your mind because you're concentrating on saying the word the. So that's really helpful. The last tip I would suggest would be think about your mindset. You know, when I think it's difficult because you get in that mindset, oh, what's the point of going to bed because I'm not going to sleep, or I'll leave it later and later, so I won't because I'm not going to sleep. I think almost if you change that mindset to think, okay, I may not sleep for 7 hours, but I'm going to get some sleep, or I'm going to get some rest. So it's making it a little bit more positive, because if you have that sort of negative attitude, it becomes very self-fulfilling. So you think you're not going to sleep, so you don't sleep, and then you know you're not going to sleep, and it becomes a sort of vicious circle. So change that mindset to positive, but realistic. You know, don't say to yourself, I'm going to sleep for 9 hours, because that's probably unlikely. So even if you get a few hours, I'm going to sleep for 4 or 5 hours, I'm going to wait for a bit, but I will be able to get back to sleep. So I'd say they were my top 3 tips.
Well, thanks, Sue. Listen, if you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, if you think you would like myself and Sue to do another, perhaps a longer version of a video about pain and sleep, then just drop me a line via the website, and I know myself and Sue would only be too pleased to do one, but
Yeah.
we thought we'd just give it a bit of a taste of Sue, didn't we, about
Yes.
on what can be done, like, because I know it can be a problem for a lot of people, etc. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks again, Sue, for doing a fantastic video.
Thanks very much for asking.
Yeah, that's any time, and thanks for being involved in the Pain Toolkit and supporting it. And wherever you're watching in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, take care of yourself, look after yourself, and I'll see you again soon. And perhaps myself and Dr. Sue will see you again on another Pain Toolkit video. Take care now. Bye.